to Smart Love here on Between Us Girls with me, your host, Michelle. And this week I have a few things I want to talk about. One, where do I think God is? Two, how do I think you can connect with God, Source, the universe, our Creator? And then also, I want to get into a little bit of what you can do with that power once you've tapped into it, okay? So, hopefully, my daughter Michaela, who is in the room directly behind me, is not going to be making too much noise intentionally because my children are on punishment. All right, so let's get into it. Okay, so let's talk about where God is. Now, we all know that God is everywhere, right? I know growing up, that was one thing that was instilled in me is that God was everywhere and that God was powerful and that, we should, of course, fear God and follow God's rules and, live by God's commandments and treat other people with respect and love and kindness, okay? I am sitting in sort of the center of the chair, but let me scoot over. Okay, so now that I'm sitting in the center of the chair, sort of, it's kind of diagonal to my desk. Not that you guys care. I am anal retentive OCD, so something like that is really gonna irk me. I'm gonna be like, all right, did you sit like that? Okay, but anyway, so I definitely think that's true. I definitely think that God is everywhere and God is powerful, and that God is to be feared and revered. Okay, on some level. But I also believe that we have the opportunity to tap into creation every time we open our eyes. But I also believe that God resides within us and that we are also God because I believe that we are here to create. And if we are a piece of our Creator who created all of this and us, then we also have power, right? Because if we just talked about how God is powerful and there's all these various different aspects of God that you can kind of revert back to whenever you consider, that is also you. And for me, that was the easiest way for me to redefine myself and to know that I am also of God. I am also powerful. I also have power. I can create. I am creative. I am also a creator. And that's why I made the intro the way I did because I wanted you guys, when you come here to my channel, to be able to say, well, what does she mean? Do you know you have power? Because we don't always understand that. And I kind of feel like for us, especially as young humans, we always feel like the power is everywhere, but within us. Everyone has power but you. If you look at the type of people that you allow to manipulate you, or the type of people that you feel like are doing better than you, or the type of people that you feel like you are just so sick of them, whoever they are, those people and their actions and interactions, those things are pushing you and moving you and driving you and creating your life. So if you were able to see yourself as powerful and to realize that the power that they have also resides in you, you would be able to control your emotions and you would be able to decide you want things, speak about them, write about them, pray for them, and then you would see them come back. And so that's really what I mean when I say God is in me and I am God. I don't mean it in the sense that I am, you know, more powerful than the creator. No one is more powerful than that. Like we are here as a piece of it in this human body. Like there are limitations to what we can do. And I think when you can respect that and understand it, but realize that you are a piece of that same source, then you're able to look at yourself like, well, I can also do great things. Now, I may have limitations that are placed on me by being in this body, but I can still be great. Okay, so let's get into how to connect to the source within you. Okay, So for me, I know I always say that, but I like to make sure that people know that I'm saying this is my personal experience, this is my personal journey, this is how I do my thing, and you can always do your thing however you see fit because nobody's telling you how to be outside of making sure that you are operating in love and that you're using your light to help guide other people. But anyway, that's for a different day. But for me, whenever I want to connect to source or I want to make sure that I check my vibration or I'm tapping in so that I can create things, I just do what makes me feel good. I do the things that make me feel the most youthful, the most free, um, the most beautiful, the most fabulous, the most whatever I feel like I need to do. So I dance, I sing, I might do some cartwheels, um, do some mirror work, affirmations, writing. My journaling is very important to me because that is how I make sure that I'm getting all of my information. So, like, if you're not a writer, you can still venture out. You can go outside to go into nature, walk, run. Sometimes I do rollerblading. Anything that you feel like you can really do to sort of get your body moving, your engine, right, going. And then you sort of get some notes. Like you may be dealing with something that feels like it's hard for you to get through. Okay, well, spend some time talking to yourself. I bet that some new information will come and you'll be like, man, I don't know why I didn't think about that before. Well, were you open to it? Because if you're not open to being able to hear from yourself the information from God, then you're not going to hear it. So I read Draw the Circle a couple of years ago. Well, not a couple of years ago. Michaela was about almost two. And I didn't get to the middle of it. I quit. It's a book that teaches you about how to pray ferociously. And of course, whenever I became a spiritual practitioner, I was like, I want to know exactly how you connect to that source because I am needing that. So of course, I looked for various different ways, but I said it on that book because I like it, and I think that it's important to be consistent with whatever you're working on. So it's a 40-day prayer challenge. At any rate, one of the days, the story in it was about George Washington Carver. And we all know George Washington Carver, the peanut guru, okay? But it talks about how he got all that information. And he literally went outside and spoke to himself and got the responses about all of those things to do with peanuts. So if he was able to do that, then you can do that too. There's nothing that says that only this type of person can connect to source and get information. There's nothing that says that. We just don't think that we are able to because we don't see ourselves as powerful. And that's why I'm always talking about making sure that you define yourself and you redefine yourself and you define yourself because you need to be sometimes reborn. And once you are and you have been reborn, once you've been reborn, you are able to say, well, I'm a brand new person. I know I can do it. Now, maybe I couldn't do it when I was that other bitch, but I can do it now. However you talk, you don't have to sound like me. You don't have to try to chop me up because I talk like that. Somebody told me yesterday that my inner voice sound like Tina Marie. That's fine. She can sound like that. I like that. She's on my wall on the other side. So, yeah, pretty much that's it. So let's talk a little bit more about what you can do once you get connected. Let's get into it. So yes, let's talk a little bit about what you can do once you get connected. Pretty much anything that you desire. We hear people say that they, manifested all these great things and they created this life that served them, and instantly you say, well, how'd you do that? That don't even make sense. I bet you can do it. Show me how it's done. Tell me how to do it. But then you don't listen when they're sharing the information with you because you have limiting beliefs. You already, before you get started, feel like it's impossible to change your life by changing your mindset and by connecting to God. You instantly feel like there's no way that I can possibly do that because it sounds almost too easy. Well, the thing about it is, it's really not easy. Okay. So you have to be able to work at it because you have to take the steps to do it. So you have to begin. And that is the hardest part because you will want to stay in that space that is causing you to suffer because that's what you're used to. That's what's comfortable to you. Even if it makes you cry every day, that's what you're used to. So when you get started trying to do something that's going to make you smile every day, you're already going to be like, I'm just not able to cope with this newness. But it is possible when you are able to change your mindset. And a lot of people feel like people who say that they are manifesting things or that they live a positive lifestyle or they're positive are super positive all the time. That's not true. What it is, just like where my sign that says you are here, sometimes you're going to be on the opposite side. That is the intention. Because if you are on the side of the darkness where you don't feel well, where you feel poorly, you're going to be able to see what you want. You know, if you always had everything that you wanted, think of people who never have to struggle through anything. Those people have no idea what to do whenever things get tough. I mean, they don't even want to wear a mask right now. They feel like they're being infringed upon. I know so many people who are like, that ain't nothing. I'll cover my face up. Shit, I ain't even been able to breathe for the last 35 years because I'm black. Maybe I'm talking about myself. In order to do what I was talking about doing, you have to change your mindset and you have to be serious about it. And it's a lot of work because in the beginning, you're definitely going to feel like this is impossible because you're not used to it. And it takes 21 days, 30 days to create a habit. So you're going to have to try consistently. And that's why I started with music. I changed my vibration regularly with the songs that make me feel in here. And when I say change, I don't mean ignore what has made you feel sad because that is the thing that you need to be getting rid of. So, right now, today, there's going to be a lot of you who are like, God, I am so tired of living like this. You are supposed to be tired of living like that. You're supposed to be exhausted from living like this. So, the intention is for you to change it. The intention is for you to change it. So, today, I'll give you an example. Now, I have been working to adjust the vibration of the household here for probably about a year because my kids consistently argue and fight for my attention. Now, the whole time I've been thinking, God, what is going on around here? I just don't get it. Well, the problem is me because I have been adjusting myself to meet their needs so much that they never have to rise and change to vibe higher to match me. So the whole year I'm like, God, what is going on? Why can't we get it together? Why can't we get it together? Because I'm able to change so many different things in so many aspects. But that one thing was holding me back because I didn't want to be damaging my babies and I didn't want to be hurting their feelings. But I was hurting them by not forcing them to come up to where I am. So, like, I had to reset my boundaries. And I've been working on reading that book, Boundaries with Kids, for all this time and the emotional intelligence book. But I was never really putting in the effort to do it because I knew that it was going to have to make me do something different. And by doing something different, that means when the argument starts, okay, don't get mad. Don't start hollering. Don't lose it. Make them lose it. And I don't mean by abuse. I just sent them to their room. So they're on punishment. You know, they're on punishment until I finish this and then they can come eat dinner. And after that, if they start beefing again, they're going back to the room because I cannot continue to operate this way. And I know that in order for my life to change in this area, I have to change. So it's getting real around here, and I'm just being transparent in the issues that I'm trying to work through. I mean, I'm human. I'm growing too. Like that's the thing is there are no perfect people. Even the people that you think are super perfect and you're judging them or you're hating on them and you're like, "Oh, well, fuck this bitch." Blah, blah. You don't know what these people are going through. You have no idea. And the thing is that you don't even need to be focused on that. What you need to be focused on is what you need to be updating. So, where are ways that you can improve? That is what you can do once you get in touch with yourself. Because if I had not done that work to get in touch with myself, I would never have been able to see the small changes that I could make that would make a huge improvement in my house. So, I'm super excited about it. I love the punishment. Just go to your room. Hell, I provided it for you. Go to it. Go sit in there and enjoy it. Go clean up your room. Go pick up some of that shit you got on the floor. Go do that. Whatever. Just don't be in my comment area beefing and fighting because you think it's going to make me choose somebody. We don't have to do that. This is a family. So, I will be updating you guys on the progress of what my kids and I are doing because I really want to see them successful and I want them to be able to use that love and not hate with each other. And you might think, well, do they really hate each other, their brother and sister? No, they don't really hate each other, but they're not operating out of love because they're using competition energy to interact with each other. And so all day today, every time somebody had their feelings hurt by the other one, I said, hey, are you giving out what you're getting back? And if you don't know, check yourself for it because you are not a victim. There are no victims in here because just because your brother is asking you to clean up, you are not being victimized. Just because your sister is not doing exactly what you say to do when nobody told you to be the boss, you are not being victimized. So those things need to end. So that's how I'm operating over here. You may not like it, you don't have to, but guess what? These are my kids and this is my house. So, with that being said, I hope everybody got something out of this episode. I hope it wasn't too all over the place. And if it was, oh well, click off. I'll be back next week and I'll keep giving you guys the vibe and sharing my experience and yeah, teaching you whatever I can. All right, so just remember to use love because I'll tell you why. Here goes a bonus for you. We're working to change the vibration of our world right now. And there's a lot that instance is kicking. There's a lot that feels like hate. And even though you may not be able to reach all of those people who are using those unhealed places to operate, because that's what it is. It's not bad. You're not bad if you're not vibing right. It's really not your fault, but it is your responsibility to heal it. So if you're able to use love from a healed place or from a healing place, then you will do your part to change the vibration of our entire collective. And that is really all we're seeking to do is for us to be healing those wounds using love, not hate. Because that hatred is what's going to bring us to our knees, and we're all going to get in trouble for it, you guys. Just like both of my kids are in their room right now, I don't really care who did it. You're a team, you're a group. So anytime somebody's going to go down for it, you're both going to get in trouble. And that's what really we're looking at right now. We're looking at all of us paying for those of us who are not on the right wave. And it sucks, but that's what it is. So if you could just do your part where you are to use love and not hate, you would be doing so much work. More than you even know, because you would also be then projecting something better. You see what I'm saying? And you would be attracting something better to your life. And we would all be just changing the way where we can. So, yeah, that's it. And like I said before, I'll see you guys later. Make sure that you're subscribed to this channel and that you're following on social media at Between Us Girls Podcast, Between Us Girls Podcast, and at MS Creative AF so that you can be knowing what I am knowing and so that you can continue your growing. Okay? And if you're interested in talking to me one on one, you can always hit me up at www.mscreativeaf.com. And yeah, I can help you catch your vibe. You can join my tribe. I'm about to flow. Here we go. Hey, hey, okay. Anyway, bye.